Oh! .30.015.
Good evening, welcome to the RMTC. This is the final of the A-grade doubles in the Boomerang Cup. We have James Pittaway and Andre Driessen serving, and they're playing the Bollerman, Saskia and Paul. The handicap is the Bollermans are giving 0.530, and Andre and James are receiving 0.530. We're in the first game.
And chase 3 and 4.
We have quite an interesting scenario, a final of a real tennis event with 3 Dutch players in it, which is both new and very good to see.
.30.015.
All of these players have also been involved in the later stages of the Boomerang Cup team competition.
2 and 3.
James's team going out this morning in the semi-final, and the Dutch going out yesterday.
Love 30, chase 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Oh. Lost the chase. 15.30. Time. Stop. Thanks. Second serve.
Slightly delay with the ball on the court. Second serve for Paul. .30.40. We now have 30.40.
All advantage all. Game in the first game.
First game for the ball.
This is a 30.015 game.
One set to 8 of 8 games.
30.015.
So this is a receive 30.015 game.
Has it worse than the yard? Love 30.
Coming up at 2 p.m. we have the final of the Boomerang Cup. 2 semi-finals for one this morning. First one by the Complainers.
15.30.
From RMTC, and the second one by the Brigands, primarily out of the UK.
All.
So another game point
What's
to
the
the bottom
chase?
with a hazard chase. They lead 40
What's the chase? Thank you.
It looks
As
like
it
the
was
mark
in
has
the
forgotten the chase. But all is well.
.40-30 receivers. Hazard chase worse than the yard. Fault. Chasing the game.
And that's 2 games to love to the Bollerman.
2 games to love.
Control of this match. This is
30-15
a
game.
15-0-30 game. James Pittaway to serve. Nice bounce there for the Anglo-Dutch team.
Chase 2 yards, 30-30. Strike. 0-15-30. 0-15-30. Oh! Love 30.
Bottom for the moment, we also have the B final going on with Julia McKay and Olivia Carr. Taking on Nick Brown and Ed Hamer. So some local and overseas talent involved there.
Chase 2 and chase 2 and 3. Love 30. Love. Love 30. Chase 2. Chase 2. $15.30. Chase 2 and 3. 2 and 3. $30 all.
So that's 30 all in the third game. Dutch still in control of this match.
Beautiful shot.
Great control from Paul there.
40-30.
And that brings up 3 love.
Game. 3 games to love. This is a 30-15 game. Love 30. $40 love. Fault. $15.40. Fault.
I'd like to welcome Fred Kinnemoth to the commentary booth. So far the Bollermans are in reasonable control. The handicap for the match is receive half 30, owe half 30.
Solid, solid.
And they've won the first 3 games reasonably
40.
comfortably.
All advantage all.
So that's advantage all.
Chase better than 3.
I'd like to welcome Fred Kinnemoth to the commentary booth.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. This is a pretty interesting match here. The Bollermans are off to a flyer. They've had a great tournament. In fact, the Boomerang, they were knocked out in the quarterfinals. We're expecting them to go all the way, but they have managed to do that. The brother-sister duo, Saskia, doing a great job working here in the pro shop for about 4 months. She's worked on her tennis enormously. She's got all aspects of the game coming along really nicely. She's got a super volleyer.
4 games to love.
And she's starting to get the pace right. She used to overhit it a bit when she first started playing, which is pretty normal. She's a nice striker of the ball, but today she's able to control that pace, and pretty dangerous combination, I think, these two.
And that shot from Saskia brings up 4 love to the all Dutch team. As I mentioned earlier, unusual scenario, a final of a fairly major competition. We have 3 Dutch players playing, which is great to see.
You can tell those because they have the orange shirts.
Bit of a giveaway there.
It's great to see our orange people out there.
And there has to be mention of Teo's orange jacket, which is...
Hey, that's a pretty handy shot from James.
30.
James Pittaway, he's playing a lot of tennis just at the moment through this tournament because he's progressed all the way through. And his shots, he absolutely towed me up in the quarterfinals of the Boomerang, and he was just hitting it beautifully, just like that shot there. You don't expect those ones to come back quite as neatly from a 50 handicapper.
I suspect when the results go on from this tournament, he will no longer be a 50 handicapper.
That's handicap tennis for you. The more these high handicappers play, the better they get.
All in all, how do you feel the Boomerang's gone so far, Fred?
Well, it's been terrific, Nick. It's just magnificent weather pretty much all the way through, apart from a little bit of inclement weather the last 2 days, which has cooled the court down, which I think they can all appreciate today. But the garden has been full of people, lots of meals being had. The bar has completely gone off. The pros have been kept busy refilling the fridges. It's a terrific tournament.
I should imagine the pros will be sleeping in tomorrow morning.
Absolutely, they're looking pretty exhausted. Hey, that's a terrific serve there.
$15.30.
RMTC plus 2 Brits.
40-15.
That's a nice rest going on here.
Bit of a wild one from James there. Can't give these guys any free hits. Saskia and Paul are putting the ball away nicely.
Yeah, Paul's been very consistent backcourt, leaving Saskia to work the net. Loose ball by Paul. That's going to be costly.
30-15 game.
That's one game to 4.
Misses the timbre. James couldn't get to that one.
30.
We haven't said much about Andre. Andre doesn't get to play that much tennis because he's based out of Beijing in the consulate, in the embassy there, Dutch embassy. So that's a tough bounce for Andre. Had no chance with that one. But so he's been loving it as well, playing a lot of tennis out here in the Boomerang and the handicap doubles. He's had pretty much maximum tennis, making the final of the handicap and the quarterfinals for the Boomerang. So a big improver, just like many of the Dutch.
Very nice control from Saskia.
40-30.
Oh, great pickup by Andre on a terrific serve by Saskia.
And that brings up 5-1.
So that's the first to 8 match, this one. So we are looking at the closing phases if the Bollermans keep this relentless pressure on. Oh, that's a lovely shot. Yeah. Good control, didn't overhit it. Going along well, Paul.
15-15. Vote.
So this one's an 0-30-15 game. What do you think of the handicap difference with these two pairings? What were you expecting out of this match?
Once I saw what the handicap was, I thought the Bollermans were like to be favourites. As soon as there's only one of the two matches, games starting 30, I thought they'd be able to control it, and they are doing so.
Love 15.
Makes a big difference, Nick, doesn't it? If you've got the opposition starting at 15 or 30. Yeah, 2 points to win the match if they're starting at 30, the game, sorry. And makes a huge difference. If they have to win 3 points compared to 2, you can always make a mistake, and you just can't afford to let them hit a window. So with 3, when they're starting at 15, they have to win 3 points. That's a lot harder on this handicap.
And that was found yesterday. So Kip Curran and James Gould, who is probably the most consistent player of the tournament in my view, the way he is playing off 10 or 11 handicap and consistently winning. They had too much to give with 30-30 one serve on the timbre against James and Andre. And even though they stayed level up to about 4-all, the pressure just got to them in the end. Kip playing his part as he normally does, and then James playing exceptionally well, but just couldn't cope with the barrage of balls coming back and the restrictions on the court.
Well, both James and Andre can wind up if they have one coming off the back wall. When the ball's moving a bit faster or coming in like that, it's just a lot harder for them to get control of the ball.
And 6 games to 1.
Especially when you can't attack the timbre.
30.
And you aren't able to do serves that can tie people up particularly well because you only have one serve. As you and I know well, Fred, from the last 3 days' matches.
Exactly.
Paul doing very well, missing the timbre there. He's doing that consistently.
Yeah, he's done that last few games, hasn't he? Really nicely, just placing it in front of the timbre, missing it, and James having to second guess where the ball's going to, whether it's going to hit or miss.
And also,
the pace is slow.
No pace,
yeah.
Absolutely.
So it dies off the back wall.
40 love.
So 40 love. There's an opportunity here. Saskia making a quick move, change of rackets. Yes, I don't know whether she just did a string or not, but she's always got a smile, Saskia.
40 love.
lovely to have around the club. A bit of a member's favourite, only after a few months. Missed opportunity. They need a chase. They've got to get serving, these two.
Pull up.
And Andre needs to really think about the shot he's going to be playing here.
I haven't seen them get a single ball in the galleries yet. I'm not sure that that's an option for them.
Well, Saskia's covering that pretty well, blocking off that opportunity. She'll be doing the serve volley.
Mm. 30-40.
Another great shot in these circumstances is the main wall boast, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's a great serve by Saskia.
And that brings up game point.
Advantage all.
Not struggling on the 30 games here at all.
That's the shot.
The door.
It's really what he should be aiming for pretty much most times, put Saskia under pressure. She's the higher handicapper out of the Bollerman pair. And just might make us just stand back a little bit. But she's a pretty handy volleyer. When they're coming at her, she doesn't mind winding up on them either. But I think it's better to go there than trying to put it down into the forecourt on the forehand of Paul. What do you think?
Generally, doubles tactics is that the person in the galleries is trying to not have the ball hit at them, and they want to force the ball to be fed to the better player at the back. So, with that being the first one Andre's put in there, she's been doing the job well. She might just push up a little bit now that's happened, but equally, a chase to the door isn't a very difficult target to get. Andre
wins the game. That is
2 games to 6.
That's a handy bunt in baseball parlance.
So that brings up 2-6. Still a long way to go.
Well, Nick, I like to, when I hit one of those, I like to think, well, I paid for the whole racket, so you may as well use it. A little bit coming off the wood, it's all right.
There was a 7-2 comeback the other day by the Lumleys off a very big handicap, so it has been done before.
That's a nice shot by James.
Really, Saskia should leave those ones to go around the back to Paul, but that's an experience thing.
James winding up on that one, giving it the bit of the windmill, but mistiming it. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. You're so tempted to put too much on the ball, aren't you, and mistiming it.
Nice use of the back wall there, got a chase. Controlling the service end is so critical in doubles in general, because unlike other sports where the doubles court is larger and the ball or shuttle can go outside the court, real tennis it's the same size and it comes back, so finding those gaps is definitely harder in this game.
That's a lovely return by Paul. Chase 3 yards, brings them back to the service end. They're playing pretty comfortably. Paul's got this match pretty much in hand by the looks of it. You're looking pretty relaxed out there.
I can't see the other two coming back from this point. But it ain't over till it's over.
30-0-15, the receivers lead. Chase nearly a yard worse than the last gallery.
Yeah, slower ball coming through to Andre.
Chase 3.
Couldn't quite handle it. They're tricky when they come like that, aren't they? They're just a little bit slower. Can't let the ball just do the work. You have to put something on it, and brings up a miss hit.
Lost it, felt better than 4.
James has quite a scoop on that forehand. He can really put some cut on it. It's quite deceiving.
Fault.
When you get some low to the net, they are really quite a nice ball. And same shot brings up the error that time.
40-15.
Brings up game point, 40-15.
Well, James should be thinking about those galleries again. What do you think, Nick?
Depends what serve he
Yeah.
receives. From that serve, he's going to struggle.
Yep. Yeah, lovely put away by Paul.
30-40. Fault.
Paul's handicap at the moment is about 34. Is that be right?
He's
And
playing off
Saskia,
34.
36.
Saskia 37. But again, because they don't play all the
40 all
time,
advantage all.
the way they're playing at the moment, they're probably a little bit better than that. But the results from this competition will bring them down a bit. Saskia's going to carry on here for a few months, and is planning to spend some time in the UK before going on to do a further master's course beyond her degree, which she got last summer.
Games to 6.
3-6. That's terrific. Maybe there's a good opportunity here.
30-15 games.
Interesting.
Closing in.
If I was in James and Andre, I'd probably change receiver, but they've chosen not to.
They talk about that as part of the rules in this tournament.
So it's quite a nice twist. It allows you one time only change if you're at the receiving end and 3 or more games behind, which has been known to totally change the dynamic of a match.
Half a yard.
An unlucky bounce off the penthouse there. Brings up a half-yard chase. It's going to be very handy. This could be a nice little turning point in the match.
4-6 as opposed to 3-7. 3-7 is a big difference.
He's picked up a lot of points with that main wall force back into the receiver's end, and it picks up that extra bit of spin off the back wall and cuts into them, and they've just been out of position.
15,
Andre going for the
30.
galleries again, but not getting the angle right.
Yeah, it's all a matter of the body position, isn't it? You've just got to get yourself around for that.
Late racket preparation there. He needs to get that racket back early.
That half-yard chase is going to be pretty handy, I think.
Very much so. Especially with that serve.
40-30, chase half a yard.
That's not the first time we've seen an ace from Saskia in this match. She's getting that length really nice.
She is actually
length on that now.
What Andre should do now, she's doing that, is step in and volley some of those.
Yes.
But it's extremely easy from up here, Fred. I always win every match from the galleries.
Well, chase half a yard.
They're going to need a good serve here. What do you think? Bit of pace on it? No, he's just bobbling it back.
You want to get it tight to the back wall if you can.
Yeah,
he's hit that too long.
Yeah, but it's a safer serve.
But it still wins the point.
40 all advantage all.
This is a crucial point.
Oh, bad luck.
That brings up 7.
Game. 7 games to 3. 30-15 game.
No, so one more game required by the Bollermans. And 5 from James and Andre.
Amazing in handicap tennis, Fred, the different psychology of having 40 alls instead of deuces. You know, deuce if you're behind in a game in normal scoring gives you that buffer, but the 40 all totally changes the stresses and plays with your head, especially if you come back from a big handicap.
That idea of sudden death, it is a pressure point. Usually favoured though. Who's usually favoured to win that point in those circumstances?
In theory, it should be the stronger pairing, the people handicapped to have to get more points. But as we proved yesterday, that doesn't always happen.
Yes, don't remind me.
It was fun though.
Chase 3 and 4, 2 chases. Has it been the yard and 3 and 4?
It's interesting. For the first couple of days, you can sort of pick you probably pick 4 or 5 of the 8 teams that are going to get through to the quarterfinals. And sure enough, the ones we expected to did. There are a couple of surprises in there.
Well, that match will be coming up at 2 o'clock, directly after the final here of the handicap doubles event at the Boomerang Cup. So we'll have the Boomerang final teams event in probably about 15 minutes time.
To the receivers, hazard, chase, better than the yard, hazard.
And there'll be some big handicaps in that because we've got the complainers, which comprise of Julian Snow, the Lumleys and the Goulds.
Fault.
And you've got Julian off a plus handicap and James off about 10 or 11. Playing against the Brigands, who range from, I believe, the early 40s to the early 60s.
40-0-15. Chase, 3 and 4.
Okay, big opportunity here. Brought up the error there. That was a great shot of James. Misses that.
Love 40.
Love 40. So can the Bollermans close in on this game?
Still 4 game points. Great serving.
Terrific serving.
15-40.
Well read from Paul there, coming off the bando.
30-40.
That's a stroke. Brings up match point.
Unfortunately, they just got stuck down the receiver's end. Here we go. What can they do here? Well back.
Great get from Andre there, under pressure. Oh! And he gets it to about a yard.
Chase better than half a yard advantage.
Better than half a yard, I'm corrected.
Paul signalling a chase there. It's probably just as well he didn't hit that one. It came right down the wall off the penthouse. This is handicap tennis at its best, but it's like this.
It's interesting.
Match point and a short chase.
Quite a few people tactically would have hit that ball to keep the serve, but
what can we expect from Paul on the return of serve here?
if he gets a chance, he's going to smack it for the dead on.
That sounds like Paul Bollerman.
But if it's a really tight shot, he could go for the lob bounce, which works very well at Melbourne. No, he went for the smack.
Lost the chase.
That was my money was on about 100% going for the
4-7.
Yeah, for the force.
4-7 shows how important that previous 40-all was. Because if the Bollermans hadn't won that, we would actually be looking at 6-all.
Love 30.
So they're holding on to the pressure points at the moment.
Yeah, Andre just needed to step into that one a little more. Got to be prepared because Saskia hits the ball very nicely.
15-30.
We just heard from the bottom court that Julia and Olivia have managed to win the B grade against Tim and Ed, 8 games to 3. So there'll be a lot of jubilation in the hashtag Awesome camp this evening. In fact, it's starting to come our way, as you might be able to hear in the background.
Yeah, the volume is picked up in here of the crowd. Oh, that's a great pickup by James, and has picked up a out of court in the rafters. Richard Simpson, Vice President of RMTC, is a bit concerned one of his lights was just about to be taken out. Richard was one of the main instigators of the implementation of the lighting system here. Well, they've done pretty well maintaining a high percentage of the serve, the Bollerman, so they're returning up to the service end again. Critical in handicap tennis when you're giving away points as they are. So chase 2 yards. Jonathan Howell doing a great job marking this match. And that one is lost point.
40 all advantage all.
Advantage all again.
Another match point. That's 3 games in a row at 40-all.
What can Saskia put down? Oh, out of
She
court.
hit the light.
It hits
On-
one of those lights.
I'm pretty sure she had to hit it. That was dipping towards the dead on.
Yes, that
Great
was
shot from Andre.
a terrific shot by Andre.
5-7.
So we now have 5-7.
Oh, this is getting to become a bit of a cliffhanger. This is going to be great. Great serve.
0-15.
And this is the 15
15.
game, so they've got a bit more of a cushion on this one.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty close over the net by Paul. It found the mark underneath
15.
the grill, putting Andre under pressure. He's pretty stable back there for the Bollermans. That's a great serve
Another
again.
ace from Paul.
Yep.
He's serving very nicely.
15
Not trying to
all.
do too much with the ball.
15 all. They've got to get up this end. James must be doing anything he can do to lay a chase. That's a great save by Paul, straight into the dead on, and high backhand volley, one of the
30,
toughest shots in the
15.
game. Manages to put it right down near the foot of the timber. That's a great return by James.
30 all.
30 all. This is tightening up. Oh, good rest there.
Nice control from Saskia.
40,
Not
30.
overdoing it.
Okay.
Another match point. 2 match points now.
Well,
Oh, and he aced him again.
He served beautifully that last game to take it
Deserved
out.
winners there.
Brother, sister embrace, and they are champions. They've got some trophy coming their way for winning the A final of the handicap doubles here at the Boomerang Cup. Well, great tournament by the Bollermans. I think the parents will be pretty happy. Teo and Lucy. They'll really enjoy seeing their two kids out there having a great time and getting another trophy. That's in the month of January. That's another bit of silverware that Saskia adds to her coffers. A great game by Andre and James, just to come back and put some pressure on in the closing games. Your last comments, Nick?
What we expected, but actually it was all down to those 40 alls, and Saskia and Paul won enough of them to close it out. So good stuff.
Okay, well, we'll see you all back here for the Boomerang Cup Final 2016 coming up in a few moments. Thank you.